Okay, hey everyone, welcome back to another video of iPhone Bloke, where we help quality people to pick up quality product. And today's video is kind of a much awaited video I'm trying to make. And trust me, since the day I've launched iPhone Bloke channel and videos on XUV and SUVs, there are a lot of questions people are trying to ask with context to rear seat comfort of XUV 300 petrol. So I've just had a couple of highway trips recently, and I've had two more previously as well. So I drove from Pune to Nagpur recently, and I'm in Nagpur, wherein I drove for almost 729 kilometers, and I was the only guy along with one of my friends who drove on the highway. So I'm going to talk about a specific patch called Mekar Karanja Road. I'm sure if you have traveled Mekar Karanja Road, there are good and bad road as well, in which there are really bad patches, really good patches. So in this video, I'm going to talk about overall speed, suspension of XUV 300, and primarily the rear seat comfort. So what I did, I asked my friend to drive on Mekar Karanja Road, and I was sitting the way I'm sitting like this on the in the car, and my observation was to check what is the overall breakers impact I get on the rear seat of XUV 300. Now let me tell you a few important things on which I gauge my observation. First of all, I asked my friend to drive my car between 90 to 110 kilometers, because if you go more than 90 to 1 kilometers on really bad, this much size of potholes, I think any car, be it in BMW or Jaguar or whatever car you go into, even Toyota Fortuner, even Ford Endeavour, you will feel the bump and the pressure and your vehicle jumping into the entire stretch. So altogether, if you talk about the real time value and the real time observation, I think I was pretty happy. I even slept for almost 45 minutes. And yeah, there were up and down movements. I did get a couple of heavy potholes feel, but then it wasn't a deal breaker all the way, because it was a nice, and it was a kind of a feeling on sitting on a sofa or sleeping on a sofa. So suspension, if it's this size or maybe this big, and if you're cruising, let's say 90 to 110, trust me, you will feel the pressure. With context to overall seat comfort, the XUV 300, guys, trust me, this is already one of those SUVs wherein the basic variant seat what you get with this particular car has a very nice cushioning attached to it. So you would never feel at any point of time, let's say, a feeling where you feel this is a basic variant or this is sort of a car where I do not have a lot of cushioning. Ultimately what matters is how good is the sofa which you have received from the Mahindra, and in my observation, I think this has been a winner all the way. So if it's this size of potholes, and if you're cruising 90 to 110, yes, you would definitely feel pressure. But if it's middle size and if you're cruising 100 kmph, trust me, I could sleep for 40-45 minutes and I had no major damage when it comes to my sleep damage as well. Talking about the real comfort of XUV 300. So let me tell you with two beautiful examples. If you happen to have somebody who's like me, let's say close to 6 foot, I'm 5'11", and I'm not somebody who's very bulky. So somebody who is nicely built, would never have a major challenge, sitting 3 people on the rear seat of XUV 300, because the suspensions are somewhat stiff. It is not, let's say, as beautiful as let's say Maruti cars, because Maruti cars in India tend to have the best possible suspension. But then this particular suspension of XUV, keeping in mind XUV, which is a SUV category vehicle, there is a very few impact which you may feel at the end of your fast cruising drive. So 3 people, decent built, easily can have a nice let's say a leg space, and the head space will have no challenge whatsoever. The next thing, which is also a matter of huge concern, people often talk about the mileage on the highway. So I've already said on one of my videos that if you're cruising on a petrol and if you have to have consistent, let's say 95 to 100 or 120, you would end up giving a lot of mileage. On the contrary, if the mileage you're trying to keep, and if you have kind of switched off your AC and you're cruising 80 to 100, then there would be a slight, hiccup here and there with context to how the vehicle is moving, how the entire efforts are going around, and how people are, cruising or shifting the gears more often than not. So it all depends how you drive. I was able to receive 100 plus 17.4. Now 17.4 I'm saying with AC on if I'm cruising 95 to 100 or max 105. Apart from that, I don't think I can receive, or one can easily get in petrol more than 17.4. On the contrary, non-AC, I've even crossed 18.4, but that was within 80 kmph per hour. Well, with this note, I really want to say thank you to one and all for tuning in for today's video and your lots of support and love. And not to forget, before I end this video, happy Xmas to all my international and domestic clients. It's been an absolute honor to serve you all. Take care.